Suddenly, I found this week when I was preparing some of the videos about dancing, of course, suddenly I found a very critical or very important point, critical point actually, and I found that it's very important to share with you. It is about the difference between the spontaneous and improvisational dancing. Of course, all of us, we watching our dance or the dancers, Egyptian dancers, foreign dancers, many dancers, and we love very much watching exactly the improvisation when we're going to do professional dancers play improvisation and dancing. What's going on and what is the difference between both? Let me go through and I will tell you about them. The minds of the dancers are very difficult, as we say, or as I'm saying, because we are looking to the things in a special way. How can I move around? How can I use it? How can I move with, and many things like that. Sometimes when I'm hearing the music, I act with the music very quickly than the others. People love very much hearing music and songs, of course, but our minds are very special. We think most of the time how we can move with this, or sometimes our bodies move very fast alone like that with the music, suddenly like this. I'm always say that our minds looks like library, have a lot of shelves. Each shelf has its own type of movements, what we are using in our dancing, dance steps, what we are using in our dancing. This shelf for oriental dancing, this shelf for belly dancing, this shelf for stick dance, and so on and so on. This is very important to know exactly what's inside our minds. And during dancing, during our performance on the stage, or when we're going to create our choreography, immediately we open the shelf which belongs to this type of music, what we hear or what we want to create. Then when the music change, we change also the shelf to the second one and the third one, depends on the music or depends on the story, what I'm saying or what I want to say using my body. This is very important to point to know exactly how we can create our choreographies. But in improvisation, when I improvise, it's completely different. 99% of the improvisation, it is with the live music, live band. So for this reason, I know exactly, let me say that I know exactly the music or the song, what I will go dance on or use it for my dancing on a stage, and I go improvise my dance steps. It is like that. But if I don't have all these shelves or these movements in my mind, immediately I will go out of dancing, out of moment. I will go out and I will lose my dance, my connection between the audience and I. This connection is very important. If I lose it, immediately I am completely wrong. For this reason, the improvisation belongs only the professional dancers, not the normal or the regular dancers, because I know exactly what type of movements the audience love. I go use it. Sometimes I'm dancing with different audience, so immediately I go study them from the first step on the stage. I go study them. I understand exactly how they or what type of movements they love or what type of movements they want to watch me do or perform. And in improvisation, I do it inside the on-time choreography. This is the improvisational dancing. All of us love to improvise on the stage and watch immediately the feedback from the audience, if it is good or bad, the step, not the complete choreography, but the step. It's very difficult, as I told you, so for this reason, be careful when you go to improvise in front of the audience, because immediately also they were going to judge you. So be careful when you go do something like that. But what about the spontaneous dance or spontaneous steps? It is something coming immediately like that. I'm acting with the music and I go improvise. It is the same way, but spontaneous dancing or dance steps belongs much more, let me say, folk dancers, if we can say something like that. They improvise. Their dance steps depends on the story what they want to tell through their bodies. But 99%, of course, the folk dancing belongs to a story or a special action for their society. So they improvise sometimes, but not too much. Sometimes some of the folk watching them, or let me say the audience who watching them, try sometimes to move same or acting same as this performance in front of them, so they improvise also. It's big difference between this type of movements, what we call it now spontaneous, not improvisation, because they don't know exactly these types of dance steps, just maybe imitating them, imitating the audience, the performance in front of them, or sometimes a dance step or a step movement coming to their minds where they want to do it, so they do it like that. This is a spontaneous movements or dancing. I watched some professional dancers, same as we say, they are professional dancers, Egyptian dancers, by the way. I found them moving, or they move on a stage, perform on a stage in a spontaneous way, which it is not type of movement, normal movements, but sometimes out of let me say, out of my mind, out of our minds as a dancers. Some dancers say that it is folk dancing, Shaabi Dance, same as you say. By the way, I'm always say street Shaabi Dance, not Shaabi Dance, because Shaabi Dance, it means folk dance, but street Shaabi Dance, it means street folk dancing, which nowadays many dancers love to act as them, the way you know exactly. Sometimes some of these dance steps are spontaneous dancing, as we can say, or spontaneous movements, as we say. Step by step, maybe it go through our dance steps or their dance steps to be famous later or something like that. But not all their dance steps are improvisational dancing, but also spontaneous dancing. They created, or let me say, on the spot, now. They created now. And if people love it, watch it, and love it, they do it, or they acted the same. If it is not, they throw it away and straight forward. They go straight forward for the second step, the third step, and so on and so on. It is like that. Sometimes some of these dancers, street Shaabi dancers, try to create something new on the spot, and it is completely wrong. Foreigners sometimes like it, or sometimes they think that it is correct, so they try to do the same or acting the same, which it is wrong, yes, also. What I found is some of the belly dancers, especially belly dancers, Egyptian belly dancers, they go not improvise on a stage, but do some spontaneous dance steps. If we see something like that, dance movements, spontaneous movements, and think correctly that, or think seriously that it is correct for dancing. I don't like this way for myself, maybe because my mind is academic mind, maybe because I am a dancer, or I was dancing long ago and I know exactly how to move on a stage. Sometimes I see them do these dance steps in this way, which it is ugly, I don't like, but what can we do? They are in front of us now and they are famous, for example, here in Egypt and in some other areas, other countries, and they use it like that. The problem is the foreign dancers or the foreigners think that this type of movements is correct, the way they move is correct, and they like it. It's like that, but for a short time, because these dance steps or these movements cannot stay longer. It hasn't a soul or spirit to stay longer, for example. This point I love to share with you, and of course not all the improvisation or improvisational dancing are correct because of the spontaneous movements. These points I love to share with you exactly, and if this is first time watching this video or this is the first time visiting the channel, make sure to push the subscribe button below, and I will be waiting for your questions. Any question in dancing you would like to ask me. Share this video with your friends, share this video with your students, and give me your feedback. I would like to have your feedback. Thank you very much, and see you very soon in my next video.